Hey, it's Keith from Outlaw Speed Shop, and welcome to Week 3, Round 2 of the JDC Outlaw Series Roll-Off Drag Racing. Here is our points as we sit right now going into this round. These are the points after Round 1. All right, so we got them all lined up. We got them ready to go. This is an important round. People need to be on their A game because every point matters at this stage of the game. As always, if you're new, red dice is the right lane, purple dice is the left lane. Easy to remember. R is for red. And if you roll a 1 or a 2, you get to move 1 spot. If you roll a 3 or a 4, you move 2 spots. 5 or 6, 3 spots. And there is 17 spots all the way down. So obviously, every spot is important. We've seen a lot of people come up from behind and catch up. So you got to be on your A game. So I talked to this entire first race. The Shelby Mustang's got an advantage over the Cuda, and Speed Racer is speeding off to looks like a good win, but the Barracuda comes back and ties it with 1 spot left to go, rolls a 6 and blows by him at the finish line. Talk about winning by a nose. Now you got KAMIKAZE Customs against Sylvester Groves. We've got the Challenger Drift against the Camaro. Both cars have been really starting to come on. This is week 3. This is, I'd rather start off a little bit slow and finish strong. Actually, I'd rather be strong the whole time, but week by week the track changes. As more cars go down, the track changes, as more rubber laid down. It seems like the middle of the track's a little loose this week, so I'm not really sure how these guys are going to handle it, but it looks like the Challenger is not doing as well as far as getting some good grip. Definitely spinning the tires, trying to get off and get back on. He's pedaling the hell out of this thing, but that Camaro is long gone. There's no way he's going to catch up at this stage of the game. There's not enough dice rolls left, and absolutely, Camaro's slowing down at the end, but really all he's got to do is move 1 spot, and he does, and he gets it. Next up, we got the Legend Killer, Amanda Ferrari, up against Johnson, 91-95. The Barracuda's been pink. I don't want to jinx anything, but she was doing really well. She's knocked out some big name guys, people that were really up there in the points, so she's been doing a pretty huge favor for everybody else. But I don't know how much time she spent working on her car, but don't get too discouraged. Her MO is usually she catches up at the end and passes them by a bumper. So, but this battle of the Mopars is not going her ways. There's a 4-car gap going into the half track, and she's starting to make up a little bit of ground, but might be a little too late, and not 100% sure. She's catching up 1 spot at a time here, but she's got to go a little bit more than that. She's down to a 1-car length. Ooh, and she's going to not be able to do it. At this stage, once you hit that last spot, doesn't matter what you roll, as long as you roll, you're over. 80 Custom Elite versus Rick Marshall on the SRT Viper. So, old school, new school. Viper is in the right lane. He gets a pretty good jump, but they're both even coming out of there. The launching has been really good this round so far. Hopefully that maintains and the track can hold up to the pounding it's taking from these cars. But the Nova has taken a pretty decent sized lead. He's got 2-car length lead going into almost the half track, and he is rolling right along. The right lane's going to make up a little bit of ground on this roll. He cut the lead down to 2 cars. Now he's cutting it down to 1 car. He may be taking it on the upper end. Those Vipers have a really good top end because they have a hell of a lot more gears, and the gearing ratio is much better than most likely what that guy's got in the Nova. I'm old school. I like the old school cars, but they can't deny the power of this Viper, and he is just gone. He takes it by a 1-car length. We got Mario versus Full Custom Diecast Garage. And I got to say, Full Custom has been doing a lot of work. Every round he's in the garage tuning. You can follow him on Instagram because he's always posting updates. I'm super stoked that everybody's into this. You know, this is what it's all about. It's just fun. We're just rolling dice. You know, it is what it is. But Mario's off to quite the lead right out of the gate. 3 car lengths is going to be hard to beat. It's happened before. Not sure if there's going to be enough time to do it, but you got to start. If you're going to do it, you got to start rolling. You can't maintain the same distance like you're doing right now. And actually, they're just pacing it. There's no advantage whatsoever. Now, after that roll, 1 car is made up, so it's still a 2-car gap. Down to 1 car gap. Coming down the line, there's 1 spot left. There's no way Mario's got it because he's at the last spot, so no matter what's rolled, as long as he passes the finish line, he's going to pass first. J4 Racing versus Mike's Mods and Customs. Mike started off strong. He's been kind of waning in the coming weeks. I think he's been doing yard work, so I'm not sure. He needs to spend more time on his car and less time on his yard. But who am I to judge? So, my original custom AMC that I built 2 years ago and put some Hot Wheels on, a Matchbox car, been doing really, really well. Not getting the finishes, but he's making rounds, and that's what you got to do. If every week you're making rounds, you're going to gain those points. So he's definitely doing pretty good in the standings, and he's doing good in this race. He's got a 1 car length gap over Mike. It's Mike's turn to kind of come up, but he's not really going to gain enough. Might be a little too late, and it looks like, unless there's a good roll this time, and there is, but with a 4, Javelin moves 2 spots and takes the win. Next up, we get the long nose 71 Mustang of ZELDA Diecast Racing versus the Chevelle of SRS Diecast. This Chevelle has been, every week you can see the progress that he's making, and he's getting a little bit better each time. He's not taking huge swings at it, which some guys overdo it, and he's just making small, minute changes every week. He hasn't been getting the finishes he wants, but you know, he's going to break out at some point because these are all going in the right direction. He's keeping up with the track and doing really well. As you can see, both these cars are rolling high numbers. They're moving fast. This is probably the fastest race we've had so far. And he's just about at the end. There's a 2-car length gap over the Mustang, who rolls a nice 6, but he rolls a 5 on the Chevelle, and he is out of there. Flying Valiant against Wastelands Raceway. The announcer needs to stop drinking before he does this. So, these are 2 past winners. They're doing really well. These guys have been making rounds. Wastelands, you know, what can I say? I'm a Chevelle guy. He's been kicking butt. They both start off really good. The left lane has got a little bit of an advantage, but they're going back and forth. They're neck and neck. There's no clear-cut advantage here. They're both pacing each other. They're both rolling the same. The left lane is going to get a little bit of a jump. The right lane's keeping a close eye on them. Now they're going back and forth and back and forth. This is anybody's race. Nobody seems to want it, or they both want it really bad because they're both pacing each. This is coming down to the wire. The right lane rolls a 4. They both roll a 4. So guess what? We got to do it over again because we can't have a tie. So the clock is reset. Everybody's back to normal. I'm knocking shit off my table. All right, try it again. Right off, they both roll high numbers. They move the same. We're pretty much starting where we left off at the end of that race. Once again, they both roll 4, move 2 spots. They are nose to nose. There's no clear-cut advantage at this stage of the game, except the Chevelle takes a little bit of a lead. He opens it up to 1 car length at this stage. Now the left lane rolls a high number, makes up a little bit. It's just not going to be enough. Oh, wait a minute, we're at the half track. The left lane has found a little bit of horsepower. So either he was kind of playing a duck or what, but once again they're coming down nose to nose. Both of these guys want it, but the left lane rolls a 5 and blows by him at the last second. So here's our points after round 2. This really shook things up. Rob Furrow's still in the lead. Wastelands Raceway is not gaining any more points. He is at the 2nd spot, looking good and sitting pretty, but people are coming up behind him. He needs to pay attention. We've got quite the crowd in the 8 to 12 area, so as far as point standings go. So this is anybody's race. There's still time. There's 17 races, 17 points available per race, so who knows. Once again, I want to thank Jay from Jay's DIECAST Creations and for letting me do this and participating. Remember, the top 8 from mine and the top 8 from his face off in a Sweet 16 race. I'm super stoked. I will catch you on the next one.